You're the owner of this lovely car?
No, I'm the representative from the owner.
The representative of the owner?
Yes, yeah.
Right, and your name is?
Piers, Trevelyan.
Piers, Trevelyan,
Yeah.
right. This is the 1932 International Le Mans car, and
Yes.
it's got a huge history here at Brooklands.
It does, yes.
Tell us about
that. It's, well, today's a special day because it's almost 90 years to the day of its first appearance here at Brooklands on doing a JCC Junior Car Club event race, which was sort of all those years ago. But all the badges on the front, we've worked quite hard to return the car back to how it was originally. So we've redone the wings. We've basically put the car back to exactly as it was at Brooklands in those days, and at that time it was owned by William Cuthbert, who was obviously very, very famous here.
Well, in fact, what we'd like to do in a minute is to go round, because William Cuthbert used to keep the car here.
He did,
and he
that's
had
right.
his own garage with his name on the door,
That's
and it's
right.
still there.
Absolutely, yes.
So,
yes. So
what a story.
Absolutely. We're so hoping to reunite car, and obviously, hopefully, the driver will be looking down at us.
Car in the garage door.
Absolutely,
yeah.
yes.
That is amazing.
Yes.
And what are the plans for the car now?
So the car has been bought recently by a customer of ours, very good client of ours, who's got a few cars with us at work. He bought the car really to return it back to its form, because he thought it was just one of the most pretty of all Astons, and I completely agree.
And this is the original colour scheme?
Absolutely original colour scheme. It's one of 3 body styles like this as well, and we've, as I say, worked hard to return it back to how it was when it was new. So we've redone the wings, we've done the dashboard, the bonnet, and basically taken it from what was like a hot rod, like a racing car, and put it back on its original wheels, and just made it just a much nicer car. And this is the first time out with it.
And this is a personal question, because you're the custodian today of it. How did it get here?
I'm afraid we did trailer it here today.
Okay. Have you driven it?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, much. We've just done the test hill. Yeah, we did test hill.
Done the
yeah,
test hill.
yeah.
And how did it go?
Really well. It's a really exciting car to drive.
So the size of the engine is
1500 cc, 4-cylinder,
1.5 litre.
1.5 litre. It's pretty standard of Aston stuff. Dry sump lubrication. Let's say 1500 cc, 4-cylinder.
I think I'm right in saying that when they added weight, it was eligible to run in a bigger race, a Grand Prix race?
It was. I think those were the slightly later cars, but yes, you're absolutely right.
That engine was allowed.
Yes, but I mean, this engine really stayed throughout Batelli's time. So if you look at an Ulster, a Le Mans, an International, they're all fundamentally the same engines. It just goes to show how good these engines are. They are absolutely bulletproof.
Obviously, you have to replace some parts. Do you machine all the parts that you make?
Yep,
make all the parts?
yeah. We do everything pretty much in-house. Fortunately, we're very fortunate. We have a really good spares scheme, which we can dip into now and again. And
I mean, are the spares original spares? They can't be.
No.
You make them.
They're newly made. Yes.
Is there anything on the car that can't be made?
Not really. No. It's all pretty much. Yeah. I mean, if we've got drawings or if we've got a pattern. Yeah. Sky's the limit, really.
Fantastic.
But one quite cool thing is all the dashboard. That was all wrong when it came to us as well, so the dashboard's all been remodelled. This is exactly as Cuthbert had it. And we've got photographs of the car in Portugal when it went out to Portugal when it was quite new as well. But it retained a lot of its original components. So we've remodelled the dashboard exactly as it was and put all the original instruments back in, including, rather optimistically, 150 mile an hour speedo.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's amazing to think that this car is back at Brooklands where it lived.
Absolutely, all those years ago, absolutely, yeah, and had success. That's the thing, yeah.
In the making.
Yeah. And interestingly enough as well, LM7's here today. Now, LM7 was a car that raced in the same race in the 1932 race. LM7 thrashed this car, but they are here together.
Who was driving LM7?
You can ask. I think it was Maurice Goodall.
Oh, right. Well, one of the masters.
One of the masters, absolutely. Yeah,
so it was
absolutely.
No shame to be beaten by Maurice.
No.
And Cuthbert was a privateer, wasn't he?
He was, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And anything else? Anything else about the shape of the car? What about the refuelling system?
So it's standard sort of Le Mans setup. It's just a standard one filler. But the interesting thing about this car, it just literally quick release, as most Astons are.
Yeah.
And
they would have been filled with churns.
Yes, they would have been. And the other quite interesting thing, very briefly on this, is the side-mounted spare wheel and the right-hand gear change. And the right-hand gear change, that was all spec'd by Cuthbert.
Yeah.
So
my history
that's pretty unique.
Riding mechanics, it was after that, wasn't it?
Yes, that
after.
Absolutely, yes, yeah.
They were brave, weren't they?
They were very brave.
Fancy
absolutely.
being a mechanic. You're lucky you're not having to go around
I know.
Brooklyn spanking at 100 and God knows what.
Absolutely. I've just got
As
my
a passenger.
Yes, my colleague with me too. He was my riding mechanic today.
Right.
Yeah.
How was it? Let's talk to your riding.
Yeah.
What?
Wonderful. Piers did a fantastic job.
Really?
It's fantastic going in there.
Well, I now know what it's like to go up the hill because I was passenger in one of the cars, and it's really so steep at the top,
It's
isn't it?
surprisingly steep. You don't realise.
You don't realise
how steep it is.
But you can still see. I wondered if it was going to be out of vision.
You do once you sort of get close to the top. You do think you're actually going quite fast, actually, surprisingly fast. But no, it's very good. And it's nice to be back here with the car.
Yeah. So, what's your association with the car?
So again, I work with Piers, Ashton, Keynes, Vintage Restorations. So I'm basically supporting our clients bringing the car here for everyone to see.
It's wonderful you brought it. Will you pass on our thanks to the owner of the car, please?
Of course.
And say that Brooklands Television would have taken some shots of it. So thanks again.
Fantastic. Thank you very much.
Thank you both.
That's fine. No, thank
Cheers.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.